Hey guys, this is Smithy. Welcome to my channel. If you guys are new here, welcome. And if you guys have already been subscribed to the channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Today's video is a super exciting video and a super nerve-wracking video for me because I had never tried Dollar General makeup before. And today, for the first time, we're going to test out Believe Beauty. I have their primer, their foundation, their concealer, their powder, their cream blush, their face palettes, their eyeshadow palettes. So much to try on, and if you guys want to see how I achieve this look, then please keep on watching. So let's begin. I'm super excited and nervous too because I am actually very intimidated by like the Dollar Tree, very cheap kind of a makeup. And today, whatever we are using from Believe Beauty, everything is $5 or under. I'm super excited. Hopefully it doesn't break me out even more because, there's some craziness happening. So let's begin with the primer. For the primer, I picked out Pretty and Primed Hydrating Primer. Whoa, that is blue in color. I'm gonna rub it in between my hands. Oh, now it becomes clear. Oh, super hydrating. It just looks and feels like a good moisturizing primer, which is what it is. It is a hydrating primer. So I'm just gonna focus it all over my face. Super hydrating, a little tacky but not too much to handle. So far so good. Doesn't smell strange or anything like that, so that's a yay. They had a lot of things on the display actually. I picked out a few that I thought that would suit my complexion. Basically, we are looking for this beauty brand which is cheap, affordable but good for us. So we'll figure it out all together. I was super intrigued because Ali Glines and Emily Noel were the one that really inspired me to get into this brand, and they are like the beauty gurus of YouTube. I'm only applying my lip balm. My lips feel very chapped. This was Ulta Beauty's juice infused lip oil. Yeah, so let's continue with the foundation. The bottle, I must say, it looked pretty good when I was like watching their videos. But this feels luxe. It's heavy, it's glass bottle, and look at the pump with like the gold detailing. I am impressed. The shade that I picked out, what is it? Yeah, the shade that I picked out is in the shade Toffee. I felt this would be a good in-between shade for my summer as well as my normal. See, that looks nice. A little runny. I really... Oh, it doesn't smell like anything. Do you know, when you pick out these like cheap brands to apply on your face, it smells like plastic, like Barbie doll kind of a scent. It doesn't smell like anything. Yeah, it just smells like a normal foundation. So, oh, shade match is pretty good. I must say, for such an affordable brand, they had a lot of shades to choose from. I think there were like 18 shades to choose from in my store where I went. So this is like one pump. So I'm gonna apply it and see, and if we can build it or not, we'll figure it out together. It's blending beautifully, I must say. I'm so happy that it doesn't, I was saying taste. It doesn't smell like any plastic or anything for that matter. It just smells like a regular foundation. It doesn't smell like anything actually. And it blends beautifully. It's definitely not thick or cakey. It just blended so seamlessly into my skin. Shade match, pretty spot on, I would say. So if you are like my foundation twin, the shade Toffee is absolutely amazing. There was another shade I think that would have also worked out for me if I was less tan, and that was neutral tan. I think I just went like one shade above it and I took the shade called Toffee. Perfect for my skin tone. I'm just gonna take like half a pump more. I'm so impressed by the bottle. Cannot even. Okay. So let's see if I can build it or not in the areas where I need it, which is basically the breakout area. And this foundation was how much? The foundation was $5. Everything in this line is going to be $5 or $4 in that price range. It definitely build onto the coverage, but I would say it's a solid medium coverage. Beautiful finish. Like, I am impressed. It's a very natural skin-like finish. I don't know why did I not try this before, but so far so good. I'm really happy with this. Now let's move on to the concealer, and the concealer that I picked out was in the shade light beige. Now I think this is going to be a little light for me, but I think the concealer shades I could find only 8 in my store, and out of which light beige I felt like it's a little light on me, but if I had gone for the shade which is deeper than this, which is the shade called beige, it would have been a little darker than me. So I think they can put a shade in between, but nevertheless we are going to try this. Oh, these stickers from the Dollar General are like annoying. My hand is fully primed, I must say, so it's difficult for me to open. Again, the packaging is stunning. I mean, this is what I would assume a concealer would look like. I mean, with the gold detailing and like glass packaging with Believe Beauty written on it. Couldn't ask for anything more. I think this might work actually. Oh, I like this. I like this doe foot applicator. I think this would work. So light beige might work actually. I'm just gonna apply it in the center of my face, just like that. I would also apply this as my eye primer. I like this. It's super flexible. See, very lightweight on the skin. Let's apply and see how much coverage it might give us, because that's the whole test. Not bad. Actually, not bad. I'm surprisingly surprised. That covered quite a bit. It's not like a full coverage concealer, but I mean, I'm not looking for like a brightening concealer too, but that brightened a little bit and it covered a little bit. What do you guys think? I think that was also a hit. Is this going to be a successful video, guys? So that was amazing, and that concealer was for $4. Let's move on to the loose setting powder. Now, there was a translucent shade in the powder, but I picked out the shade light medium, and this is their loose setting powder. The packaging again is pretty sturdy, I would say. It feels more like a size of a e.l.f. Halo Set glowing powder. It doesn't have like any stopper or anything, but it is sealed with that plastic cover. So let me take that out. I'm gonna first set this underneath my eyes. So this is how the powder looks like. I think the shade would be absolutely nice. It looks super finely milled. Oh, this is a blurring powder. Wow. I was not expecting that at all. I won't lie. I thought it would set based on like the other products that we use today, but I didn't expect it's gonna blur. I'm gonna set my whole face with it. I like it. This definitely on the face looks like more of the Wet n Wild powder, where it gives a little bit of like blurriness when you apply it, but it also feels a little set, not a little set, like completely set. Oh, I should have applied the cream blush. Totally forgot about that. That's okay. We're gonna test out if it can apply on top of the powder or not, because the other things can. So let's see. Let's start with the cream blush. So this is such a stunning packaging, guys. Look at that. And this is in the shade called Tropical Sunset. There was another shade which was more of that pinky mauvey shade, and that was called Doll Face. I picked out this one just because I have a less of a orange cream blush than a mauvey pinky cream blush, because I have tons of those. So I thought we should take this instead today. I'm going to apply this with my e.l.f. stippling brush. Super creamy. I'm gonna tap it on. Oh, this is, I don't have this shade in my collection. Look at that, how neon it is. It is a neon orange blush. One dip is more than enough. I'm going to just take whatever is the rest on my hand. I'm going to take it on the blush, take it on the brush. and just go over it. Super pigmented, super blendable, and it blended beautifully on top of my powder without lifting the powder or like making it cakey or anything like that. Wow, I am really impressed. And how much was this for? This was for $4.50. Super nice, super amazing. Very, very impressed. Okay, now let's talk about bronzer. There were actually 3 shades of like the individual bronzers in the stash that I was checking out in the store. But even the deepest shade, which was called Toasted Bronze, looked a lot light for my complexion, I would say. So I instead picked out a face palette, and this is the face palette that I'm going to talk about. There's a tragedy that happened with this face palette, and this is called Get Glowing Highlight and Contouring Palette in the shade Medium D. This was absolutely fine in the store. By the time I reached home, the bronzer shade shattered, like shattered completely. I don't know what happened. I was not driving that rash. So I need to be super, super careful when I'm going to apply this, because I feel like this is a very, very soft powder. So I just pressed it back in, if you can see. But the shades look absolutely stunning. There was also a blush duo. I'll show you the picture on the screen, which was called the Monochromatic Matte and Shimmer Blush in the shade Galliventer. And that reminded me of that Cover FX duo, blush duo with like a matte side and a shimmer side. It looked very, very similar to that, but in like a concise format. And the size of that blush would be like equivalent to 2 of these together. I mean, that's how it was. So I'm going to dip into this bronzer and see. This is super powdery. Can you see the powder that flew on top of that? It can be because mine was shattered, but we'll see. Yeah, that is deep. Okay, so let me blend it out and see if that works or not. Because in the pan, this actually looks like a hybrid of a blush and a bronzer, I would say. So it definitely has a little bit of red tone in it. Not a little bit, like quite a bit of red tone in it. But it is also a deep bronzer. So I need to take care of that also. So I'm going to apply this towards the perimeter of the face. It definitely is bronzing up the face very nicely. No doubts about that. I'm just gonna contour my nose also, not contour, like bronze up my nose. I just want to see what it can do on the nose area. So I'm just gonna lightly dip my brush into it. See how dark it is? And if you're wondering about the brush, this brush is the Sigma Practique brush. It just says shade brush. So I think that's the name of the brush. But this is perfect for my nose contour. I love this. It has that cut on it, which cuts the nose so beautifully and blends it also. So I really, really like this. There you go. Let me swatch the blush shade for you guys. Actually, I'll swatch all the 3 shades for you guys. Ooh, that highlighter. It looks so stunning. Look at that. That's a good trio. Are you serious? I love that. That is a good trio. The bronzer actually looks a lot more like a contouring shade on my hand. But on the face, it was a little more on the red side. I don't know. What's that? So I'm going to take a blush brush. I'm actually going to dip into this blush. Everything in this palette is super powdery. So I'm just going to apply it lightly on top of that cream blush and set it. Because the tones look pretty similar, although the cream blush by itself was pretty neon. And this is more, I would say, more of like a coral orange. Oh, I love it. I love this tone. I think I'm gonna like it. Let's move on to the highlighter because I'm super interested and intrigued because that looked like super blinding. Looks super smooth in the pan. Oh, can you see that? Oh my god, that is metallic. Let me just distribute it evenly on both the sides. It is super smooth and it blends also into the skin very nicely. So it goes on like super blinding, but I'm pretty sure, like, see, it just blends into the skin also very nicely. I like it. I like it. I don't think there's any product till now that I'm disappointed on. I really don't feel like that. Let's move on. I'm super excited. Let's move on to the eyes. There were like 6 kind of eyeshadow palettes in their line, and all of them were like $5. And this is called Believe Beauty eyeshadow palette in the shade Nearly Nude. So this is the most neutral one out of the lot. The other ones did have like blues and purples in it. The purple one was also very, very beautiful, but the transitioning shades were very, very light, so it would definitely not work on my skin tone. But I thought this one, and there was like an orangey one and a deep blue one which was like pretty deep, so I thought of taking this because this can be like a good travel palette if it is like super blendable and super nice. We'll figure that out together. And I already did set my eyelids, but I'm still gonna just set it with this light transitioning powder underneath my brow bone, actually all over the eyelid, and see how much pigmentation is there. Pretty pigmented, I would say, because I can definitely see pigment on my eyes, and looks pretty smooth too. So this palette, it has 6 shades with 2 mattes and 4 shimmers. Let's swatch it. This appears to be a little more darker. Let's do it here. It appears to be a little more darker as it is appearing in the pan. Can you see that? Yeah. And these are the rest of the 2 shades. Definitely 2 mattes and 4 shimmers. And I think looking at the shades, you can definitely go a little more on the coppery side, or you can go absolutely neutral with this like shell pink champagne kind of a shade, or you can go like pretty deep bronzy with this, or like orangey coppery with this. And this is like a beautiful rose gold shade. So I would say, especially that champagne shell shade is super, super pigmented, this one. So we'll definitely have to test that. But let's start off. I think I want to do a halo eye. I'm going to dip into this burgundy shade and I'm going to apply that. See, these powders do not look as powdery as the face powders. So I don't know what's the deal about that. So this is more of that burgundy brown shade. I'm going to apply this on my outer corners and also in my inner corners. And I'm also going to apply this on my lower lash line. So what I can see off the back is it can definitely be really, really dark, as you can see in my inner corners, but you can definitely blend it and make it like a transitioning shade in the crease if you blend it really well and you pick up a very light amount on your brush. Especially when a palette has like 1 or 2 matte shades, I really want it to blend like a transitioning shade, but I also want it to be deep enough for like deepening the outer corners, which this is doing, and I'm happy with that. If that doesn't act like a transitioning shade, then basically we do not have a transitioning shade, or you're stuck with like a smoky eye every time that you do an eye, but that's not the case. And let's blend it like right in the crease with whatever is left in the brush, so that I can show you like how is it going to look like as a transitioning shade. Can you see that? I like that. So I am gonna dip into, let's say, this deeper bronzy shade. Oh, that is deep. See, that can be like such a beautiful smoky eye shade. I'm just gonna apply it like melting it into the deeper shade and the shade that I'm gonna put in the center. that is pretty deep and pretty similar to the matte shade that we have applied, only in the shimmer format, I would say. Okay, now I'm going to dip into that champagne shade and plop it right. Oh my god, look at that. Super pigmented and super blinding. I'm going to apply that right in the center, melting it into the other shimmer shade that we applied. That is amazing. We have to blend it for sure, but I'm going to apply the same champagne shade also in my inner corners. And then I'm just going to take any transitioning brush, like a clean brush, and just blend the edges. See, it's super blendable. Oh my god, I really wanted to test out all the shadows. This looks so nice. I'm impressed. Should I apply that orangey shade? I so badly want to do it. Should I do it? Or am I gonna ruin it? Let's do it. Oh wow. See, even this is so smooth. I'm just playing, guys. It's so smooth and it's like more of like a rose gold orangey shade. Let me just blend it. We almost applied everything except the rose gold shade in the palette. Wow, I really like it. Okay, so since that's done, let's move on. I'm just gonna quickly finish off my eyes with some liner and mascara and I'll get right back. So that's how it's looking so far. For my eyes, I finished it off. I kept it pretty affordable on the eyes too. So I used my Wet n Wild Mega Liner, and I also used Essence Volume Stylist Curl and Hold Mascara. And that's how I finished off my eyes. Now let's move on to the lips. I had never seen like this liquid lipstick reviewed by any of them. So I thought I'll try this because they reviewed the lipstick version of it, which was also there in my store, but I wanted to go a little more on the liquid lipstick route. I hate this sticker. I really do. It's just sticking onto everything. Okay, so the shade that I picked out was Tea Time, and this is more on like that mauvey pinky shade, I would say. I think that would complement this eye look pretty nicely. Oh wow. Pretty heavy on the stopper. So let's see. Nice shade. Pretty moussey on the lips. Not super liquidy and not super thick. I would say it feels more like a mousse. Wow, I do like the overall look that came out of it. Stop touching your hair. Stop touching your hair. Wow. So this is my final look. I overall loved almost everything that I tried. Not even kidding. Like the only downside I would say is my bronzer broke in this palette. But I love the highlighter. I love the blush. Bronzer is pretty okay. It's definitely not bad at all. The foundation was amazing. The concealer was really good. I loved the powder. The lipstick was really good. The cream blush was amazing. The eyeshadows performed very nice. I really liked it. I really liked the hydrating primer was pretty good. Wow, wow. If you ask me, my top 3 would definitely be the foundation, the powder, and the cream blush. Definitely go with these 3, although I love the lipstick also. Wow, I really do like it. I really, really like it. More hits than misses. I don't think there's any miss except that bronzer that broke on me. But otherwise, I think almost everything was a pretty good, decent hit. For me at least. I mean, look at the complexion. I can hardly tell that this is like $1 general makeup. What do you guys think? I am really, really impressed by this brand. Wow, I cannot wait to try more. I am super, super impressed. You guys tell me, have you tried Believe Beauty before? And if you have tried it, what is your favorite product from the brand? And if you've not tried, are you curious to try it? Because I absolutely loved almost everything that I tried today. And if you did like this video, do give it a thumbs up and also subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And ring that notification bell so that you're notified every time that I post next. I generally upload 3 to 4 videos every week, every single week. Mostly is on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. And until next time, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!